Hey y'all, I'm going to make a pot of pintos with a twist tomorrow, but today I'm going to let them soak overnight so that tomorrow they'll be all plumped up and they won't take as long to cook. Usually I just wash them and put them in the pot and start them boiling and then just do that, but so they'll cook quicker and be ready at lunchtime instead of supper. I'm going to show you. I have them in the pot with water, and this is a 32 ounce, it says right down there, bag of pinto beans, and here they are in the pot. And I have about twice as much water as I do beans, and I'll keep check on them to make sure that they don't rise over the water. And if they do, then I'll just add some more water to make sure they're always underwater. So I'll come back when I'll go ahead and cook these tomorrow, and I'll come back and finish them up with you. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Hey y'all, as you just watched, I put my beans on to soak overnight, and they did. And I was trying to see if I have my light on. I do. It's kind of dark back here where they're cooking, but it didn't take them that long to cook since I had soaked them overnight. And you can see the broth isn't very thick, but I like a good thick broth, so I always take my beans and stir them around a little bit, and that gets the starches and everything stirred up in them, and it makes the broth thick. And so I don't want to just totally disintegrate the beans, but I do that just a little bit to thicken up the broth. And so anyway, I do that, and I always try to keep my water just right above the beans. So we're finished with that part, and now I'm going to finish the recipe. And this pan's not dirty, it's just stained. So what we're going to do, I went ahead and tried to open this, is I have 2 pounds of 80-20 blend of ground beef, and I'm going to put that in the pan and just kind of crumble it up some. And it should start cooking here in a minute. But we're going to make a ground beef concoction to go in our beans. I learned this years ago, probably at least 40 years ago, from a lady that was much older than me, but she was my friend, and she didn't have much, and any food she had to make it last just as long as she could make it last. And so she would do this with her beans and her ground beef, and it was really delicious. So what you do is just brown your meat up, and also I'm going to go ahead now so it'll have time to cook. This is a fairly large onion, and I'm putting the whole onion in there. So we're going to brown the meat and saute the onion all at once. And if it doesn't take too long, I'll just not go away and come back. But I just feel like sometimes it might be fairly boring for you to just have to see meat brown, or whatever I'm doing at the time. I'm also making with this some cornbread. I'm doing a separate video of the cornbread, and it's a different cornbread than I usually make, but I saw it on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and I thought it looked so good, so I'm trying that, and that's what we're going to have for supper tonight. So if you want to watch that video, you might want to make that cornbread too. So I really think this is going to take too long for y'all to have to watch it cook. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this browned up, and then I'll come back and we'll finish up. So the hamburger has finished cooking, and I'm going to go ahead and add it to the beans here. There's a little bit of grease in there that I'm trying to avoid putting in. So if you can see that grease, I'm not going to put that in. So then the last thing we do is take some barbecue sauce. I have some of this Sonny's. Don't put a whole bunch. Just put enough to kind of season a little. I put probably a half to 2/3 of a cup. And then you stir it up. And get it all blended, and then you can take a taste if you want to and see if you have enough barbecue sauce in it. I'm going to take a little, I'm just going to try a little bit right now because I'm waiting on the cornbread, but I took that out so it could cool for a second. And this is what our beans look like. And sometimes I would have a bowl with my friend. And anyway, when you're younger and when you eat somewhere besides home, it always is so much better than at home, I think. But I've made this throughout the years, and it's always been really good. And it is really hot. So I'm going to give it a try. It's really good. You wouldn't believe how good the hamburger meat with the beans is. I will say that I think I'll add a little more barbecue sauce. But otherwise, it's really good. And if you make this, I suggest making a whole lot of it and then freezing it in portions and put it, you know, in your freezer. And then when you want some, just pull it out, let it thaw out, and then just heat it up. And you'll save yourself a lot of time. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.